Hello, dear students and my dear teachers. Please think and reflect. What do we need to do different kinds of activities? How do we get energy? What is the process involved in energy releasing process from food? For these questions, you will get the answers from this lesson. What is we are going to learn today? Discovery of respiratory gases and pathway of respiration in humans or respiratory pathway. Okay, in this lesson, the learner going to learn that appreciates the work of scientists in identifying the gases involved in respiration, explains the path of air in respiration of human, conducts activity to observe components of exhaled air, identifies the role of different organs in respiratory tract, and also why do our lungs has uncountable number of alveoli. Okay children, first I want to show you one video how our body gets energy, which process helps in that I will show you. Observe this video carefully. By taking food, our body produces energy. How it happens? How is it made possible? Because of respiration process only. Yes, oxygen oxidizes food and gives us energy. What is respiration? Respiration derived from Latin word respire, that means breathing. In this respiration, inhalation, utilization of gases and food at cellular level and exhalation are involved. How could the facts about gases exchange be revealed? First, respiration is treated as breathing. Air is taken in and sent out of lungs. Not even known that air is a mixture of gases. In 18th century, Priestley and Lavoisier did comprehensive work on properties of gases and their exchange. What the Joseph Priestley's experiment? He did his experiments with the candle, rat and mint plant by keeping them in bell jar. What he observed? Gas exhaled by living things absorbed by plants, and plants released some gases. That gases are utilized by the living organism. That was observed by Joseph Priestley. And later, next scientist Lavoisier. He also carried out so many experiments. He took some materials for his experiments like sulfur and charcoal powder. He burned the charcoal powder and sulfur in a bowl which contains water, and he closed it with a bell jar. In his experiments, powdered charcoal gave fixed air. That fixed air is called as carbon dioxide. Phosphorus gave a gas, different gas, which is not as observed in previous. And water vapor is not utilized in this experiment. That means water vapor is not mixed with the charcoal powder or with the phosphorus. Then which helps in burning? Either air or any elastic fluid which we breathe helps in burning is observed by Lavoisier in his experiment. He also observed that the gas which is released during combustion of metal or any other substance is not equal to the gas which we breathe in. The gas which is released during breathing, the gas which is released during combustion of metal, also he observed the gas which is released during breathing precipitated lime water, but the gas which is released during combustion of metal did not precipitated lime water. And he finally concluded that the respirable air is being exchanged in the lungs and equal amount of chalky acid air is given out into the air. And he believed that the respirable air combines with the blood to produce red color. But he don't know about the hemoglobin. But later it is revealed that because of hemoglobin, our blood is in red color. But Lavoisier don't know about hemoglobin. But he believed that the respirable air combines with the blood to produce red color to it. And in the 90th mid-century, a textbook of human physiology was written by John Doppler, revealed three main things. Chief material which a living being receives materials are like different types of food items, water and oxygen. And the second one thing, he told that these materials are utilized by the living organism. The action of these one upon another gives life to the living organism. That the physiological functions are carried out by these materials only, he told that in second point. In the third point, the body expels out water and oxides of carbon, phosphorus and sulfur, and others are said by John Doppler. The major events in respiration. What is the first event? That is breathing. Breathing means taking air in and sending air out of the lungs. Gases exchange at lungs level. Lungs level means air enters into lungs from nasal cavity to lungs and from lungs to nasal cavity. That is gases exchange at lungs level. The third one is gas transport by blood. From here means lungs to gas transported to blood. From blood to gas transported to lungs happen. Later gases exchange at tissue level. That means gas from blood to reaches tissue. The gas which is released in tissue transported to blood. That happens at gases exchange at tissue level. Finally, cellular respiration. The gas which is observed by us helps in cellular respiration. Because of cellular respiration only, our food oxidizes to energy. This cellular respiration occurs in particular organelles called mitochondria. In mitochondria, cellular respiration occurs because of cellular respiration. Because of cellular respiration means oxidation of food materials or glucose to carbon dioxide, water, heat and energy. That energy is used up by us. Water, carbon dioxide and heat is expelled by our body. Some amounts are remained in our body. I will tell you very clearly with this sequence of events in respiration. First I told you breathing. Breathing means taking air in and sending air out. What is present in the air which we take? That air contains all the gases including oxygen. Oxygen is rich in that air. From here that gas enters into our lungs. From lungs to that gases leads to blood. Blood takes that gas to tissues. That means here in blood actually accepts only oxygen, not all the gases. Why blood accepts or receives only oxygen means in blood there is a pigment present, that is hemoglobin. In that hemoglobin, iron molecule is present. That iron molecule immediately binds the oxygen which we inhaled. Okay, So that's why our blood takes oxygen. That oxygen is later passed to tissues. From here tissues to that oxygen given to the cells. Almost all cells receives oxygen by this process. Breathing, from breathing to lungs, lungs to blood, blood to tissues, tissues to each and every part of our cell, each and every cell of our body. In cells what happens? That oxygen oxidizes glucose food materials. Because of that food materials oxidation, carbon dioxide is generated. Energy, including energy, carbon dioxide, water, heat also generated because of cellular respiration. That carbon dioxide again given to the tissues. That tissues gives this carbon dioxide to blood. Blood sends this carbon dioxide to lungs. Lungs they sends this carbon dioxide out of the body, that means into atmosphere. This is the sequential events happen in our respiration. Oxygen going pathway is this way, like this way. The carbon dioxide pathway is like this way. From cellular respiration, tissues, tissues to blood, blood to lungs, lungs to breathing, and out of our body. That means it reaches into atmosphere. Okay. And later I want to show you another one interesting experiment. In this experiment, the boy want to know what our exhaled air contain. For this, he took two test tubes. He filled the test tubes, so first test tube with water and second test tube with lime water. He closed tightly with the corks, and he kept the pipes inside in it, and he blowed the air into test tubes. What happened? After some time, the air which is blown by the boy reached the water and as well as lime water also. After some time, lime water color is changed to milky white. That means which gas changes lime water into milky white? That is only because of carbon dioxide. So hence it is proved that our exhaled air contains carbon dioxide. And also do one more experiment at your home. Blow air on mirror. That means keep the mirror in front of your face and blow the air on it. Then what you will observe on the mirror, you will find some smoke on the mirror. That is the water vapor. That means our exhaled air contains carbon dioxide, water vapor. If you keep your finger before your nostrils, how do you feel? Keep your finger before your nostrils. You feel some warm air. Warm, that is heat. That heat is also produced in this respiration. Because of oxidation of food materials, energy released, and also along with the energy, carbon dioxide, water, heat is also liberated. Some heat is remained in our body to keep our body warm, and excessive heat is released out of our body through exhaled air. Water also. Some remains in our body, and excess water present in our body released out of our body through exhaled air. Okay. And now I am moving on to, before going to that, I want to ask you some questions. What is the composition of exhaled air? What does this experiment indicate? Which gas turns lime water milky? Which gas do you think might be present in greater quantities in the air we breathe out? On it, that means on the mirror or somewhere. Okay. Where does this water vapor come from in exhaled air? So children, think of it. Our exhaled air contains water vapor. That is came from the food we eat. The food which is oxidized gives the water vapor, and also the carbon dioxide, and also energy, and also heat. Okay, I think you all know what are the end products of respiration. What are they? Carbon dioxide, water, heat, and energy. Okay, now I want to show you the pathway of air in respiration in human beings. Okay. Now keenly observe this video. See what is happening here. Air is entering into nasal cavity through nostrils. These are the nostrils. Okay. Now air enter into nasal cavity. Nasal cavity is lined up with the mucous membrane. That mucous membrane always is moist in condition. Because of that moist condition, that it regulate the temperature of air which we take in. And also this nasal cavity has air inside it. That air stops the dust particles which is present in the air which we breathe in. See, this is the inner section of nasal cavity, that is the mucous membrane you are observing, the sticky nature it has. And it also has hair like structures, like cilia like structures that filters the air. See, you are observing some cilia like there too it reaches pharynx. You are observing the pharynx now. See, the pharynx is the common passage for food and wind. That means when we take air in, it starts from nostrils and later nasal cavities, and nasal cavities it leads to pharynx. If we take the food, we take the food into buccal cavity. That buccal cavity leads to the pharynx. That means this is the common point for food and wind. From here, food separates and moves into food pipe, and the air separates here and moves into windpipe, that is trachea. And when we swallow food, what happens? See, air came here in the pharynx. You are observing that. Now we are in pharynx. You are observing a particular structure here, that is epiglottis. See, they are showing two ways. This one is the windpipe, this one is the food pipe. Esophagus, pipe, windpipe is trachea. While we swallowing food, this passage will be closed by this epiglottis. Otherwise, if this passage is not closed, what happens? See, observe clearly. Yeah, this passage is closed while we swallowing. See here, see here. If it is not closed, what happens? The food may enter into windpipe also. It enters into food pipe as well as also in windpipe. Then what happens? Our lungs immediately pushes that food into out of the trachea or windpipe. That comes out of our mouth and also through the nasal cavity. Later, from pharynx to it, that gas enters into larynx. Larynx is commonly called as voice box because it has vocal cords. You are observing the vocal cords now. See, vocal cords, when vocal cords vibrate, sounds produce. Yeah, it is, they are vibrating now. When the air comes out of lungs, then vocal cords vibrates, then only sounds produced. There too air entered now into trachea. This is trachea. You are observing the ring like structures. It also contains with mucous membrane, cilia-like structures. Trachea has C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Cartilage means it is a soft bone. This cartilage helps trachea to prevent the collapsing and closing. Okay, this trachea finally divided into two bronchi. Left and right side, they leads to lungs. This bronchi again divided into many bronchioles. These are the bronchioles. Finally, bronchioles leads to sac-like structures you are observing. That sac-like structures are called as alveoli. Alveoli is plural. Alveolus is singular. Alveoli is the structural and functional unit of lungs. Why I am calling it as structural and functional unit of lungs means when the gas enter into alveoli, here only the gaseous exchange takes place. That means alveoli is richly supplied with blood vessels. From here only oxygen gas enter into bloodstream and the carbon dioxide present in the bloodstream reaches into alveoli. From here to alveoli to it sends out of our body carbon dioxide. Okay, that is why I am calling it as functional unit. Why we are calling it as structural unit? Our lungs entirely made up of these small chambers called alveoli. Uncountable, they are present in uncountable number in our lungs. Our lungs entirely made up of this alveoli only. That is why I am calling it as structural unit. Alveoli are the structural and functional units of our lungs. Finally, gas reached here. The white ball is gas. You are observing one interesting thing. This is the white blood cell. What is the use of white blood cell? If any foreign material or any dust particle enter into this area, that white blood cell, what that white blood cell do? Immediately engulfs that. See, that is engulfing that foreign body or waste material and cleans the area by white blood cells like that. Okay, what happens? Air is reached here. Where? In alveoli. It is in alveolus now. From here to where it goes? It goes into blood vessels or blood flow. You are observing the blood flow. Here oxygen reaches into blood flow. Blood takes that oxygen to each and every part of our body. Each and every cell takes this oxygen. In cells, particularly there, that oxygen acts on food material and releases the energy, and as well as carbon dioxide also. Okay, I will show the pathway once again to you. First, air enters through nostrils. There too, air reaches to nasal cavity. Nasal cavity to pharynx. Pharynx is a common passage for food and vein. There too, larynx. Larynx is also called as voice box. Because of that, why we are calling it as voice box? Larynx has vocal cords in it. While we exhale air, that vocal cords vibrates and produces sounds. From there to larynx to it reaches trachea, trachea to bronchus, bronchus to bronchioles, bronchioles to alveoli, alveoli to blood. Blood gives that oxygen to cells. In cells or tissues, carbon dioxide produces. That carbon dioxide again given to cells gives that carbon dioxide to blood. Blood gives that to alveoli, alveoli to bronchioles, bronchioles to bronchus, there to trachea, trachea to larynx, larynx to pharynx, pharynx to nasal cavity to nostrils, nostrils to outside the environment. This red color lines bar shows the inhaled air pathway, inhalation pathway. are the oxygen moving pathway, oxygen rich gas pathway. And this green arrow shows carbon dioxide rich gas pathway, carbon dioxide rich air pathway. Okay, that means exhalation pathway. Okay, children, I think you are understood about the pathway of air. Why are alveoli so small and uncountable in number? Because of to accommodate more number of alveoli in lungs, they are in very small. It is richly supplied with blood vessels because to gaseous exchange like oxygen and carbon dioxide should happen in there. What will happen if the respiratory tract is not moist? If the respiratory tract is not moist, the temperature of air should not be regulated, and also air is not filtered. The dust particles and all those are not filtered. Okay. And also why they are in uncountable and why they are small means you will get the answer from here. The interior of lung is divided into millions of small chambers, thus tremendously increasing the moist surface available for transfer of gases. For what they? Transfer of gases between air and blood. The lining of the lungs are much folded and so their total surface is enormous. If all alveoli of our lungs are spread out, they will cover the area of nearly 160 meter square or square meters, which is equivalent to tennis court. That means that is very large area. Tennis court is a large area. Our lungs are small. That should be accommodated. That lungs should be in our thoracic cavity. The lungs size is very small. But the area of alveoli is near to tennis court. So to accommodate that much area, our alveoli size is very small. Okay, and they are flexible in lungs. Then only they can accommodate in lungs because of that small size. Okay, and I want to summarize now. We have seen up to it or is oxygen gas is required to release energy from food. Respiration is the energy releasing process. Inhaled air contains oxygen and other gases, and exhaled air contains carbon dioxide, water and other gases. That means all gases present which is we are taking the air in, but our blood only takes oxygen. And the gas which is released in our tissue, that is carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is not useful to our body, so that is why we are sending that carbon dioxide out. Okay, steps in respiration: air from atmospheric air that enters into lungs, there too that reaches blood, from blood to that reaches into tissues, from tissues to it reaches every cell of our body. Okay children, it's evaluation time. Answer these questions. How do we produce sounds? What is the role of mucous membrane in nostrils? Explain the pathway of air in human respiration. What are the structural and functional units of lungs? Write the procedure to observe respiratory components in exhaled air. Okay. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel for more updates. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you once again.